Okay, I made it at my mama's house. Grown man things now. Different walk with the mission, look the same now. Lay it down, now I lay down in my grave. I know I'm rare, but it's just too much up at stake. Give me faith, so I can walk through the valley. I got my people around me, secure the bed like it's Cali. Just making moves, like it's 1999. It's historic, cause God making me to shine. Yeah, all the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Yeah, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my rear. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. This that Diana Ross singing with the Supremes. It's Barack being the president, you know what I mean. This that Moses using the staff and parting the sea. This mic hitting the moon while Billie Jean up on the screen. Like, good ain't good enough, the snakes ain't drilling us. I'm focused, baby, you on that woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff. Put me in the Guinness book, he made me this crazy. Ay, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my rear. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. All I know is I got it. Just give me a dime in my pocket. Ay, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. Yeah. All I know is I got it. Just give me a dime in my pocket. Ay, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. Yeah. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Yeah, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my rear. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. History, baby.
It's time to get up and get ready. Yeah. For the hottest morning show in the ATL. It's the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show. Live with Georgia first black governor. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the most interactive radio show live. We bringing the hottest news, the illest independent artists, and a whole lot of love, baby. Okay. Get up, roll up, sit back, and ride to the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Georgia's first black governor. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome to the WakeBake and Coffee Morning Show. I am your host, Georgia's first black governor, with the lovely and beautiful Mama Quita. Hey, Mama Quita. Hey, y'all. Yeah, so we here in the building. I thank God I'm here. I thank God for everybody's tuning in, watching. What it do, Aish? Long time no see. Right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Gap Teeth Music, I see you in the building on YouTube. Big up to my YouTube family, our Facebook family. I thank everybody for being in the building this morning. How are you doing? I am grateful to be alive. I thank God for my first lady, our children, our parents, siblings, loved ones, families, friends, everybody. I'm grateful, thankful. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to be up and talk to your people this morning. And y'all know what time it is. I'm going to give y'all 10 seconds to do the same. 5. Yeah. 10. Yes. So I thank God I'm alive. I think I'm here. Gave y'all the opportunity to thank God for being here too. So yes. So Mama Quita, did you thank God for being alive this morning? Hmm? I did who today? The plan is I'm helping you out today.
Yes.
Mm. When you called me yesterday and told me that I set you and your dude up for failure this morning, the least I can do is help you out. So I got you, Mama
Yes.
Quita. I got you. I got you. So what you need help with? You need me to just shut up and let you do
No.
your thing?
You always put me on the big screen and you just leave me out here. So today
Because it's your
on the Love
show.
Series, you get to be my co-host.
It's your show today. So of course I'm supposed to
So
put you
we
on the
gonna
big
bounce back
screen.
and forth today. I need you to give a male perspective on this since you kind of put me on the spot and told all these couples to come on in here. But I'm glad you did because God gave me a word yesterday, so we good.
So let me get this straight.
So what you think?
I mean, it's your love series, Mama Quita. You know, whatever you
Hey,
need help with, I will surely oblige. I'm not gonna argue with the queen. It,
oh, ain't that sweet?
yeah. And I'm waiting on people to come in because I'm trying to see, like, all the couples that's gonna show up. I'm trying to see if your dude's showing up today.
He gonna show up, y'all, and he gonna do what he always do. He sit back on the sidelines and he watch what's going on. Then we discuss behind the scenes what's what. So
Mm. So no flirting today, huh?
flirting with who?
I don't know, cause if he didn't show up, I was gonna tell you just kick him to the curb like I did mine.
You know what? I cannot.
Oh, I ain't even cut my lights on. See, Mama Quita, you got me all throwed off this morning.
Because you wasn't expecting to have to come on this show with me today. You thought you was gonna just put me on the big screen and hide like you always do on Thursday.
However, I stay polo down to the socks. Nike sneaks. My sweetie bought me this nice digital watch. I should have been a rapper. Where you
What kind of watch is it? What it do? Let me see if it's worth having.
Don't you got one just like it?
I was one of these right
Yeah, don't you got one just like it?
here. Yes, so.
So is it so is it worth having?
It is.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. I was just making sure. Ain't
Absolutely.
ain't want no problems today.
I can stand you.
I'm already on blast this morning.
I promise I can't stand. I don't like him, y'all. We work together, but I don't like him.
You ain't got to like me. I told you, as long as you love me, we good, man. A lot of people don't like me. You wouldn't be the first.
Y'all see this? Y'all hear this?
A lot of people don't like me. It's cool. I'm cool with it. I'm not mad that they don't like me. Most people don't like me because I'm brutally honest.
Nothing wrong with being brutally honest as long as you can do it in love.
That's why they don't like our president. Well, as y'all say, my president. So I take him. So, just like y'all don't like my president because he's brutally honest. No comment.
I like his policies and stuff. To say that his character is in the right place, no.
Oh, I never said his character was all the way right. I just said I like the laws and regulations that he's trying to put forth. We can work on the character part. We can pray about that. We can send John Gray back up in the White House and start laying hands and throwing oil everywhere. We can do that. So that that ain't got no problem with. You know what I mean?
This a plug. Y'all need to listen to John Gray Relentless Church. He is awesome and amazing.
Very.
She said, "Hi, Miss Parks." She said he is a whole character. They got pills for that. What happened?
Good morning, Miss Parks. He is a whole character. They got
YouTube just went out.
For real?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, it was not on my phone, not yours. What just happened?
I don't know. He don't need no pills. That's what's wrong with the world now. Doping up on pills. I got the best thing for Donald Trump. I got exactly what he needs.
What do you need?
Jesus.
Amen.
Jesus.
I can't argue with that.
Hey, listen. All these church laws he passing. All these laws he passing for the church. He just need a little more Jesus. Know what I mean?
Need a little more Jesus.
Just a little more Jesus. That's all. He just need a little more Jesus.
A little more Jesus. A little more Jesus.
Just a little more Jesus.
As Erica Campbell says, a little more Jesus.
Miss Park said a stick. Nah, I wouldn't hit him. I like the man policies. I don't agree with everything he say. I don't agree with everything he do. I know he was a hoe before he became the president. That ain't none of my business. That's between him and God. What my business is the laws that you're putting forth in this country. He's trying to get rid of abortion. He's trying to make marriage between a man and a woman. He just put prayer back in the school. He has helped the historical black colleges beyond belief, but they ain't gonna tell you all that good stuff. He let black folks out of prison and putting them to work. They ain't gonna tell you that either. And just last month, they created over 300,000 new jobs in America. I'm just saying. So if you need some work, they creating jobs for real, for real. Hey, she said a stick. No, don't hit the man. Pray for him. Pray for him. Don't beat him. Don't beat him. So, you said you need my help today, right?
I do.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Love Series. We asked the couples to come in. Miss Parks, you got your better half with you? If you don't, send it to him in a message. Text it to him. Email him. Tell him he needs to come in. And I don't know what, Mama Quita. I feel like I'm being set up right now.
You set me up.
I didn't set you up.
Good morning, Miss Teresa.
Hey, Mama.
You too.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mama.
She said, save some souls. That be the mission. Everybody don't want to be saved.
Miss Party coming. Don't even worry about it. Cause we gonna get you ready up in here.
He said no, don't have one yet. Man, for real. So, Mama, did you bring your significant other this morning? Miss Aisha on Facebook, did you bring your significant other this morning? If you didn't, go ahead and share it. Tag them in it. Tell them to show up. Because I feel like Mama Quita trying to set me up this morning.
It's not a setup.
Well, I tell you what. If you don't have a significant other, share it to Facebook. Share this to Facebook. Tag all your girlfriends who got one. And tag all the girlfriends who don't got one. And tag all your friends that are side chicks. I'm sorry. Tag everybody. Just share it on Facebook, even if you don't have one. Tell everybody that they missing out. Because I don't know what Mama Quita doing today. But I just feel like I'm being set up for the okie doke. So
You're not being set up. Hey, Isha. No, you're not being set up.
I ain't being set up. Okay. Because see, I ain't never been on a love series where we had to share the screen. Usually I blow Mama Quita up. Now she don't want to be on the big screen by herself.
Right, I needed your help today.
She said sorry.
I'm gonna put y'all on mute in 1 second.
Well, just go ahead and send it to him in a text message and say, babe, watch this on your lunch break.
All right, I'm putting y'all on mute.
You putting us on mute. So that means I got to do Portia Kirk words of wisdom. I told y'all I was being set up for the day. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was being set up. You ever been set up before? You never been set up? I just got set up this morning. It's all right. It's all right. So, we're going to jump right into this today for Mama Quita Love Series. We here. We waiting on more couples to get in. We waiting on y'all to come on in so we can share some love. So, today, Miss Portia Kirkman Words of Wisdom goes as follows. When you do everything right and everything turns out wrong, faith steps in. We're reminded God is in control. Let God drive and be happy with just being the passenger. When you do everything right and everything turns out wrong, faith steps in and we're reminded that God is in control. Let God drive and be happy with just being the passenger. Well, I used to say this all the time to a lot of single mamas. Because you have been in the driver's seat for so long, when you get a good man in your life, it's hard for you to ride shotgun. And most, when you do ride shotgun, you like to keep your hand on the steering wheel. You like to keep your hand on the steering wheel. I get it. Bixby got an action jack. I get it. I'm echoing. Am I still echoing? Because I cut it down. Am I still echoing? Because I got to cut my mic down when Mama Quita be on. I'm sorry.
Eyes back, y'all.
Am I still echoing? Because I have to cut my mic down. I forget when Mama Quita is on. We kind of share.
She said yes.
How about right now? Am I echoing now? Sound like God's up in the presence.
Teresa said yes.
Even now? How about now? Am I still echoing now? I'll cut everything down. Yep. Huh. Well, hold on, Mama Quita. Can you hear me now? Am I still echoing at this particular point? Am I echoing now? See, Mama Quita, this is why I hush. She says, yep. But then I forget there's a delay. The speaker is... I'm good now? That's because I had to mute Mama Quita. Is the echo back? Told y'all I got set up this morning. So,
I don't think I'll pick him.
So Portia Kirk words of wisdom. When you do everything right and everything turns out wrong, faith steps in and you're reminded God is in control. Like God drive and be happy just being a passenger. A lot of us unhappy being a passenger. A lot of us like to be in control.
You still echoing.
Well, let me meet you then. So, it's okay being the passenger. It's all right to let God be in the driver's seat. Stop reaching over trying to grab the steering wheel, because you're going to run us off the road. I know. My ex-wife tried it one day, and I put her out on 20 and pulled off on her. Because what you not about to do is yerk this steering wheel while we in this car with my children in this car, because I will... Jesus love you. Sometimes it's good to be the passenger, because sometimes you don't even know the destination that you're going. It's all right being a passenger. It's all right to let God run the show. It's all right to have faith and not knowing the end destination, but know that it's all worked out for your better good. It's all right riding shotgun sometimes, because sometimes when you're in the driver's seat, you think you know everything. You rely on the GPS and you still get lost. Yep, but it's so hard, Gov. It's a struggle every day. Oh, I can understand. I know it's a struggle. I know it can be hard. You talking to somebody who always did it their way. Good morning, Miss Margot. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good morning. So what I can say is I was God's most hard-headedest child. Talking about riding shotgun, I would open the driver door and pull him out and jump in and pull off. Hold on, you on mute. You ready to speak? Okay, there you go.
I don't know about y'all, but for me, just being in the passenger seat allowed me to relax. A lot of times, especially as women, we have to be in the driver's seat all the time. And a lot of us have an issue with even knowing how to be in the passenger seat, because you've been in the driver's seat for so long. But as of recent, I've had someone who is willing and wants to drive me around, and it feels good to be in the passenger seat. And that's both spiritually and physically. Physically, when I'm in the passenger seat, because I trust him driving, I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about where I'm going, how I'm getting there, if I'm going to make it safely, because I know he's going to make sure I get there safely in a timely manner, especially in a timely manner. We're going to work on that. But I don't have to worry about it. So think about it. If God is in the driver's seat and you're in the passenger seat, do you really have to continue to stress and worry? He says, be anxious for nothing. but in everything, come to him in prayer and supplication. So that means even though we don't know the outcome, even though we don't know anything, we have to learn how to put our trust, our total trust in him and know because he's God. He wants more for us than we can ever think or imagine. He's already got us. He's already taken care of whatever needs to be done. So all you have to do is ride.
Miss Park said my ego drive half the time. You got a big ego. Oh, my bad.
And hanging on the back of the trailer, flapping in the wind. Yeah, and it's a hard. I'm saying it as if it's easy. It's not easy, especially when you've been in the driver's seat for so long. But when you learn how to let go and just ride, he will show you how amazing he is. And as the scriptures say, his eye is on the sparrow. Out of all these billions and trillions of people on earth, God will show you his eye is on that one sparrow, and that would be you.
Can I say it like this?
Amazing.
Can I say it like this? Being a passenger is pleasing to God. Can I say it that way? Because the scripture says, having faith is pleasing to God. See, when you're in the passenger seat, and that means that you trust it, you believe it, you have faith. You're going to let him control. You're going to do your part. You're going to do the fasting. You're going to do the praying. You're going to work towards that business. You're going to spend the money. You're going to invest. But you're still going to sit in the passenger seat because you trust him. You have faith in him. Sometimes riding shotgun, the shotgun ride is the sign of faith. The shotgun ride is pleasing to God because he knows that you're faithful and you're trusting in him. Because you can do everything right and everything turns out wrong. But again, that's what she said, faith steps in. That's where becoming a passenger steps in. It ain't easy because we want to do it my way. My way. But sometimes your way ain't always the right way. For God said, his thoughts and ways are not your thoughts and ways. They're far beyond greater than what you can possibly think. Imagine. Sometimes it's good to ride shotgun. I can tell you this. Miss Parks, I was the same way. My ego did more than drive the car. We owned it. And we did more than just drive a car, we drove several simultaneously. Don't ask me how that worked. I'm just being transparent right now. But in the last 6 months, 8 months, I learned to ride shotgun. And when I tell you, it's the most wonderful experience that you can ever imagine. Because when you ride shotgun, you get to see the scenery. You get to see what's going on. You get to see what the driver don't see. But in this case, the driver already knows it's there because he put it there. You get to see the bump before they do. You get to see the person walking out in the traffic who not paying attention, they down on their phone and you about to run them over. You see that. You see the potholes. You see that store that you didn't even know that was there, that's been there for the last year and a half, but you drove by it every day. You didn't even know it was right there. As the passenger, you get to observe. You get to soak in what is around you. Things become revelation to you. Things get revealed to you when you are the passenger. So it's okay being the passenger. Because eventually, God is going to get out and let you drive. And you're going to drive down that same road. And you're going to remember what you saw. You're going to know it's a pothole there, so you're going to be prepared for it. You're going to know it's a four-way stop there. The gas station that you didn't know that you passed for a whole year, when you started to run low on fuel, you know that it's a gas station right here and I can pull over and fill up. Because as the passenger, your scenery is written in your heart. The word is already there with you. The prayer and fasting is there with you. The refilling of the fuel is there with you. Because you have been shown. It has been given to you. So ladies, especially to my single mamas, ride shotgun. It's a wonderful feeling. Trust me.
Ooh, let me add to that.
Ooh.
Single ladies, single parents, mothers. The best thing you can do is learn how to ride shotgun to God first. So if you don't have a man, and even if you do have a man, you learn how to allow yourself to ride shotgun to him. Because if you can get to ride shotgun with God first, he will be an easy fix to allowing you that passenger ride.
You sound like you're speaking from experience.
Maybe I am.
Can I drive your car?
Oh, I don't like you. Oh, I don't like you.
I was just asking a question.
Yeah, whatever.
Good morning, Mr. Claire. Welcome to the WakeBake Morning Show. It's Couples Day. Y'all supposed to be bringing in your couples. Y'all supposed to be sharing, liking, and finding couples to bring in here. The side chicks, the side Richards. Y'all know what I mean when I say Richards. The married ones, the unmarried ones, the ones who thinking about being married, the ones who don't even care. Everybody.
Why I don't see Mr. Claire?
Why you don't see Mr. Claire? Because Mr. Claire. Thank you, Miss Teresa. I appreciate it. He said, good morning.
There you go. Good morning. I see him now.
You be safe out there in the streets. Make sure you
Miss Teresa.
Lord God, watch you protect over her as she goes out and journey her day. Keep the road safe. Send the spirit there before she get there, so it won't be no problems. And ride shotgun, even though you're driving down the highway. I know that might sound kind of difficult to do, but it's possible. Aren't y'all quick to say, Jesus, take the wheel? Yes.
Take the wheel. Take the wheel, Lord. Take the wheel.
And ladies, if you're riding a shotgun as a passenger, take your hand off the steering wheel. You might cause an accident. I'm just saying. So, your Miss Portia Kirkland words of wisdom is, when you do everything right and everything turns out wrong, faith steps in and we're reminded that God is in control. Because listen, this is the month of Halloween. And then I just got reminded about this morning. The witches are at an all-time high. Demonic forces are at an all-time high. This is their month. They moving. No matter how much you try to do right, it's going to seem like everything going wrong. But please understand that in order for the enemy to make everything turn out wrong, he had to have permission. Sometimes it's good to let God give permission. As Pastor John Gray said, there was a conversation that took place that you wasn't privy to. That's why everything didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. Because there was a conversation you didn't know nothing about that God had on your behalf. Because God was betting on you.
Yep.
Long time ago on the show, I used to call it your Joe moment. We all gonna get it. You're all going to be tested. Your faith will be tested. You will all walk through your Job moment. What I can tell you is this. Even when everything turns out all the way wrong, you still give praise. You still thank God for the wrong. Because you know that He working. You know. You keep your faith. You keep your praise high. I don't care if they told you that they about to put you out on the street. Thank you, Lord, for them putting me out on the street. Because then God will be liable to come in and have the rent paid up for the next 5 years. And then they got to bag down up off of you. I'm just telling you how it works sometimes. You don't want to take my word for it. That's why I told you to do the Try God Challenge January 1st, 2019. That's why we've been on the Try God Challenge. Try them. You ain't got to take my word. Just try them out. Try them. Let God drive and be happy with just being the passenger. And that's your Portia Kirkland words of wisdom for the day. We're going to take us a break. We're going to be back. Hopefully the couples will be in here. Invite your spouses. Like and share. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button, share to everybody you know, share it in all the groups that you're a part of. Even if the group is a nasty group and show nasty pictures, still share in the group. They will learn something today. Somebody is in there that needs to hear what the Lord has to say today. And if you are on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. I only got 2 likes, and there's 8 of y'all on here. So I need to see, since I got 8 people on here, I need to see 8 likes. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, I like to see some hearts go up in the air right now. Let's go ahead and get some people on up in here. Let's go ahead and get this day started out the way it needs to be. Let's go ahead and pump some hearts. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. When that bell pop up, hit the bell and then click on all, because me and Mama Quita do pop-up videos at times. So we don't want you to miss out on anything. If you would like to support the show on Facebook and on YouTube, our support system is in the description box. What it says is PayPal and Cash App. Pick one. Just know in the description, we just ask that you put support for the show or donations for the show. Mr. Claire says, take a sheet of paper from the tablet and throw it. Watch it fall to the floor. Take the same sheet and make a paper airplane out of it. Throw it and watch how it soar and fly with the same composition. Nothing added. Just the transformation made the difference. Speaking to myself, using the current composition to allow God to transform me. I'm ready and equipped with everything I need to soar and to fly. Shit, we can go home on that. Thank you, Pastor. Right. So guess what? We're going to take us a break. I thank you all for being in here. Y'all invite some friends in. I know Facebook can do the invite. Invite your folks in. YouTube, go ahead and share it to your Facebook page. Tag your friends in. Especially all your single friends. All your married friends. Side chicks. The side Richards. The divorcees. Whomever. It don't matter to me. I just need the bodies in here. Because I don't know what Mama Quita is about to do to y'all today. And Bixby, I need for you to stop popping up and messing up what I got going on. Don't nobody want to talk to you. I don't care about you getting started. We not friends like that. Stay off my phone. Right. I love y'all. Jesus love you, Bixby. That's my new phrase. Oh, and by the way, I do have to say this before I go on the break. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching my language. I apologize for a lot of the profanity. Sometimes it comes out when I get over passionate. But I did just want to make that statement. So I'm growing and learning. Y'all help me out. Pray for me. And we'll be back with more of the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show, live with Georgia First Black Governor. Calling all my people on the night shift, the late drivers of Uber and Lyft, the night hawks, the creepers, heading home from the club, or you just up doing what grown folks do. You need to be tuned in to the hottest radio personality in the ATL, Big Ray Van Groove, from 2 a.m. to to 6 a.m. on Magic 107.5, 97.5. The real sounds of Atlanta. The realtor that you can relate to, Mika Calloway, is back in the most sought-after seminar in Atlanta, Your Home for the Holidays, taking place Sunday, October 27th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. Come join and learn the process of home ownership. Discussions will include lending by Miss LaShante Harris from L. Harris Loans, the closing process by Dana Stiff Gray from Gardner Stiff and Gray Attorneys at Law, taxes by Miss Paulita Holmes, home buying and selling by the one and only Mika Calloway. To attend, you must register on Eventbrite at yourhomeforholidays.eventbrite.com. So come and join Mika Calloway and friends at the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA to have your home for the holidays. Youth basketball season is returning to the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. Ages range from 3 to 14. Registration begins August 12th and ends November the 2nd. There's a $100 registration fee for all children. Payment plans and scholarships are available for those who qualify. Parents, you can register in person at 2220 Hamilton Road, Southwest Atlanta, or online at ymcaregistration.com. So let's team up and score with a perfect season with the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA Youth Basketball. Fall Fest Trunk or Treat has returned to the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA Thursday, October 31st from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the parking lot. It's packed full of family fun with food, candy, a haunted school bus, music, and much, much more. So grab the kids, family, neighbors, and everyone in the community you know and come out and celebrate this year's Fall Fest Trunk or Treat at the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. We'll see you there. Listening. Alright, well here's Feel My Love by my man Quita. This is for my baby.
Someone told me love was only in the movies. It don't exist in real life these days, no. But you showed me if I only just find the faith I need to believe. Anything is possible. If you want it bad enough, know the sky ain't too high. Test your limits. You can feel unstoppable, incredible. Almost there, I can see I'm so ready. This has gotta be tonight. The dreams come true. Everything feels just right. Guess when I'm with you. Told me it's unlikely to do all the things you wanna do, cause life just ain't fair now. But don't be lonely, find somebody, then it won't be so hard for you to see that anything is possible. If you want it bad enough, know the sky ain't too high. Test your limits. You feel unstoppable, incredible, almost there. I can see I'm so ready. This has gotta be tonight. The dreams come true. Everything feels just right. Guess when I'm with you, you know that I'll be holding on. Did you feel my love? Did you feel my love? found it right in front of me. Not a dream, eyes wide open. Girl, I'm here, and I'm coming in. Doors are closing. I won't run, cause I'm chosen. I won't run, cause I know that it just gotta be tonight. The dreams come true. Everything feels just right. Yeah, when I'm with you, you know that I'll be more alone. Did you feel my love? Did you feel my love? I'ma have you like, did you feel my love? Yeah, when I'm with you, you know that I'll be more alone. Did you feel my love? Did you feel my love?
Yes. Can you feel my love? That is Glenn Travis. Welcome back to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. We're here live on Mama Quita Love Series. Welcome back, Miss Margot. And to answer your question, Miss Margot, from earlier today, the Love Series title for this morning is Because I'm a Woman, Disposable Now. See, this is why I knew I was being set up. I got the title 3 minutes before we were supposed to go live. Then when we was playing the song during the break, it was Gov, you're gonna have to be on live with me. No, this is the Love Series. I get to sit back and take notes like everybody else. This is how I'm growing to be a good man for my wife, future wife. But now I got to come in and act a fool with you. I told y'all, I gave the disclaimer. Don't ask me no love questions. Ask them all to Mama Quita. No. I got dragged into the Love Series today. So because I'm a woman, am I disposable now? What do you mean by disposable? Because it probably depends on the woman you are. See why I don't do the Love Series? Why you tooting your lip up like that? Come on, Mama Quita, don't be like that.
Okay.
What you eating on, Mama Quita?
Because I'm a woman. What? Yes, Miss Margot. Because I'm a woman, I'm disposable now. That's a good question, isn't it? So
I'm confused.
here's the thing. Over the years, women have been portrayed in many lights. Back in the day, the woman was she was uplifted. She was superwoman. She was the hero. And over the years, it has been so many different fads of praising a woman in her position up until recent.
Oh, you gotta thank Black Export fans for that. I'm sorry.
Right. So women were held to a certain standard. Especially if you were a mother, and I'm just being a Black woman, in society, you were strong, but yet you understood that you still had a man. You were the center of attention. You were the backbone of the family, but yet you still held that man down, and it took nothing away from you. And then we got into this new age, and starting in about the 90s, the perception of women started to change. You started to see women nothing but foolery took over and other things. You start to see the women that were showing themselves half naked and doing anything they could in order to gain the attention of men because that's what was portrayed and given to society as what a Black woman was. So women have learned how to. No, sit down. Sorry, y'all. So women have learned how to get everything they want materialistically. Everything became about how I can get these flowers. I'm sorry, y'all.
You said thoughts want to be women, Miss Margot. I still try to figure out what that word means. Can anybody tell me what that means? Cause I confused. I don't know none of these new terminologies. Maybe I should spend more time on social media. Maybe not.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mama said
my mom, she about to get thrown out.
She about
to get thrown out for real.
Don't treat her baby like that. Get your baby beat down. Please note that I rephrase what I wrote. I don't want to get kicked out. Miss Margot, can't nobody kick you out.
Side chicks don't play with me. I get you.
Side chicks don't play
I get you.
Miss Margot, I don't think you want them to play with you at all. I'm just
saying. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Sorry, thought that whore over there is the meaning. That's what that mean? That hoe over there? Are you serious? For real? Y'all playing. My mom, are you serious? Miss Margot, is she serious? That's what that mean? That hoe over there? Yeah, boy, look here. Stop playing. So that mean men can be thoughts too then, right? I don't know what. No, I just always heard the word. I never knew what it meant, where they got it from. That hoe over there. Stop playing. Who come up with this? Because I know a lot of male hoes. Men are whoremongers. Yeah, I know a lot of men who be among hoes. I'm just. Mama Quita. I'm trying to be nice, Mama Quita. The whore over there. So let me get this straight. So men know that the word thought means the hoe. That's, to me, that's the key word out of the whole conversation. But yet you still entertain it. I'm confused. Can somebody help me out? I'm confused. I'm just confused. I'm confused. I'm just a little confused right now. First off, so I'm a little confused at how Miss Margot know the definition of that. And for her to even use the word. That's just because they want sex. Oh. Okay. Right. They feel that it's easy. My question is this. What gives them the inclination that they feel that it's easy? And why is the only thing they want is sex?
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a fire to put out at work. Okay, so
Fire man. Fire man. Does whatever water can.
you know what? I cannot.
Sorry.
Okay. So y'all talking about thoughts. Men are whoremongers. LOL, be too silly. What? Because they just want sex. They feel that it's easy. But okay, so here's the
They
thing.
don't want to work. They want a sugar daddy. Wait a minute. Who want a sugar daddy?
You're the thoughts. They do. They want a sugar daddy. But here's the thing. Because they're willing to deal with the person because they were told it was easy by a friend.
So wait a minute. Y'all passing around women through friends? I'm confused. Who?
It's not only friends. Now you got mamas and grandmamas saying, girl, you better go get that man and let him take care of you, do whatever he wants you to do. It's not just friends. It's become a part of the everyday conversation.
Well, no, because I posed the question. Who said it was easy, and why is the only thing that they want is sex? So these are the answers to those two questions. And because they were willing to deal with the person because their friend told them it was easy by a friend. So y'all just skeet. See, this is why little girls be on the little mores in the paternity court, and it's 6 dudes and 1 baby, and none of them the baby daddy. But
that's fine.
But let me tell you what y'all can do though, because this is what I figured out. This came to me the last time I seen a chick bring the 8th dude on about a baby. Now,
did you say the 8th?
Listen, the 8th dude. Now this is I seen one bring on 8 dudes for a baby and 12 dudes for a baby. Now, there's only a certain period of time. Women have a real small window of getting pregnant. What is it, about a week? Give or take, maybe 3 to 5 days.
3 to 5 days.
So it only takes 3 to 5 days to get pregnant. How am I testing 8 dudes for 1 baby? So this means within 3 days you had 8 dudes. This also means within 3 days these 8 dudes turned around and they all skeeted up inside you. This also let me know that you didn't wear no protection. So this is what I always wanted to write into the Maury show or write in the paternity court and tell them. How about y'all cotton swab all the men? Because you know they cotton swab them, right? Put all the men's DNA together and then cotton swab the baby. I guarantee you'll have a father. No, it don't work like that.
No.
Oh.
Because you're going to have a father. Because one of them is the father.
Well, apparently these 8 wasn't. And number 8 wasn't either.
I know. Well, then she might not have had the father.
Then, when I saw the one with the 12, she was on number 12. He wasn't the dad either. I was confused at how you lay down. Miss Margot said, if I'm not married, go find a part-time job. Go work at night. Go work that off for you. Go run around.
She right. Hold on, because my mom said, but you also have to remember that these people are getting paid to do this. Not that they don't know, but because it causes ratings. So that's another spin on that too.
Oh yeah, that's true too. But wait a minute. What idiot will want to come on national TV and embarrass themselves to say that they got?
Depending on how much money they gonna get.
But now, how does that fall back on the child?
It don't matter. Because you got to think about it. Folks are really not interested in their kids because we are in a time of what? Everybody, and they gonna be what? They gonna be selfish and only concerned with who? Themselves. Right. So
read that word, Mama Quita. She said money does things.
Exactly.
I guess I look at money differently. Big juice.
Big juice.
I guess I look at money real differently.
Right, because you don't, okay, here we go. Y'all gonna make me preach.
Let them preach. That's why we
Serve
came
two
here. So put you
masters.
on the big screen by yourself. Go on and preach.
No,
Dang.
you better not go nowhere. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve money and God.
She said also,
And I don't care how you look at it in life, there's only two masters. Either you got money or you got God. Because money gets everything. How about a date? Oh, Big Juice, you so sweet.
Is Big Juice the secret guy we've been waiting on?
You know Big Juice can't hold water, so if he was, y'all done knew it a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Big Juice, do you know who this dude is? We've been trying to figure this out. Well, Mr. Claire, we gonna figure this out.
Okay, Miss Margot. Okay, so Miss Margot getting us back on track.
When you know your worth and who you are, there are things you won't do. And that is true.
You're right.
So they not worth teaching no more? Yes, Quita, yes.
No, everybody is worth teaching. Everybody is worth saving. But if they're going to listen and learn something, that's something totally different. We are to give the word, let them figure it out on their own. But here's what I'm saying. Women now have, okay, so when times changed and society started putting out women as being less than woman, now you're a hoe, you're itch, you're you're a gold digger, you're worth nothing, even though you're still the same mom. You're still the same backbone. You're still the center of the community. You're still doing things for everybody else. Now this image of you has been totally turned around, and more than any other time in history, you're being left to fend for yourself. You have no protection. You have no security. You have nothing because you're basically nothing, is what society will tell you. And the sad part is because you have now identified with what society has said. Okay, so
my internet connection is unstable. Y'all better get it back stable. There we go. Chop, chop, chop. Let's get back to it.
Okay, so she said I'm freezing.
Yeah, we were freezing.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi kind of went out for a second. We back though.
Okay, so because we've taken on the identity that society has said, we're now acting out that identity. So now you have become exactly what they said you are. People don't understand the power of your words, and when you speak certain things, and every time you speak something, you're declaring it over something. So if you say that nigga ain't no good, guess what? You're speaking that and declaring that over that person's life.
He won't be no good.
He won't be no good. If a soul knows a soul, okay. And whatever you speak over that person, they absolutely become. So if all we continue to hear in society, and this is all that our young ladies are hearing, they're hearing it from society, they're hearing it from their mothers, they're hearing it from their grandmothers. I know little girls who are being called bitches from their grandmothers, and you idiot and you whore. What do you think she's going to become? What do you think her self-esteem and her self-worth is? This is the stuff that is who we become. And then you become this beautiful young lady, and now you're a master manipulator because you know how to get the roses, you know how to get the dinners, you know how to get the guy with the money, you know what you're supposed to look like, you can keep that body fit, right, and tight. You know how to get everything that you want materialistically. But you're empty. Because what you really want, the missing part, is the stability, the security, the satisfaction of just knowing your own identity and having real love. And the problem becomes you're not looking for it in the right places because you're looking for it in man's eye versus looking for it in the only one who can give it to you, which is God.
Right. And it's funny you say that. When you said women are looking and they're looking for identity. You find your identity through your father.
Let's go. It's the men's part.
Father means sustainer, provider. That's the definition of a father. Someone who sustains and provides for what they create. That is a father. You find your identity through him. So due to the fact that there are lack of daddies in the world, then I can see why we run amok the way we do. It makes sense. So you don't no date? Big Juice said no date.
I got it. Love you, Big Juice.
So because there are a lack of fathers, there's a lack of identity. Then becomes a lack of self-worth. Then becomes a lack of confidence. A lack of correction. But I'm pretty sure you ran into some man somewhere that told you certain things. And even though your dad might have been there, Miss Margot, you were smart enough to get closer to God. A lot of women don't have that type of common sense.
But hold on. I'm sorry. Let me pause you right there because some of it is not common sense. As much as we think that talking, knowing God, as much as we talk about God. Yes, ma'am, Miss Margot. As much as we talk about God, as much as we know God, we automatically think because the people in our circle may talk about God, that God is a common thing. But there are so many people out there who have never been exposed to God, who knows nothing about a God, a father that is a creator. So we can't say common sense.
Okay. So can we narrow this down to a city?
Okay.
Let's narrow this down to a city.
Okay.
Can we narrow this down? Right. See, there was something that God instilled in you. So that's what I'm saying. You still wasn't alone. And a lot of people feel that they are left alone because they don't know that God exists, as you say. That's not true, Miss Margot. And we just gonna take this off a physical plane because God always wanted you. Exactly. See, I don't care if you don't like me. Just like I told somebody yesterday. I don't care if you don't like me. Jesus loved me. The lady at the cash register bust out laughing and said, "Hallelujah," because she know I was telling the truth. Wasn't necessarily worried about if you like me or not. Jesus loved me. Don't care if you don't want me or not. God does. So at the end of the day, that becomes the important. But let's narrow this down to a city. Mama Quita, are you paused? Oh,
no.
There you go. So let's narrow this down to Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay. And when I say Metro Atlanta, I mean Metro Atlanta. And let's just talk about the main 13 counties. There are 3 churches on one corner. 2 sit next door to each other, 1 sits across the street. How is not God taught if they're everywhere, they're all over the place. There are more churches in Atlanta than there are liquor stores. I see where you have 3 churches sitting in the same parking lot. The church my dad goes to is in a strip mall. It's the church behind it, and it's the church next door to it. It's 3 churches sitting within 100 feet of each other, less than 100 feet of each other. So what happened? I figured my mom just told your answer, Mama Quita. Just because he's everywhere doesn't mean he's everywhere. You're absolutely correct. But why isn't it at least being tempted to be taught?
Because you,
everywhere.
but you still have to understand, it's not just that they, she my people's, Miss Margot, she my people's. It's not just that the appearances there. You have to, okay, so when I was little, I was raised in a family church. So I saw all, and I have to be careful on how I say this. When you're raised up and your granddad is your pastor, your uncles is deacons, and your aunties is deaconesses and all of that, and then you get outside of church and you see what the real them is, and they done sat there and they done did this and that in church, and then you see the real them and you like, Jesus, I don't want nothing to do with none of that. So now when you no longer up under them, the first thing you do as soon as you get free is you run from the church and you stay out there until, but okay, so it's been instilled in you, and the word says that when it's been instilled in you, you may depart, but you're going to come back. So at some point, yes, those seeds were sown. Whether they were good seeds, bad seeds, you're going to run, but you're going to come back, okay? Think about the people who only live across the street from the church, but the church has never reached out. The church has never done anything in the community. The church is a building, but the church is actually inside of us. So if you got a building only, and you got people inside that building, but the church ain't inside of them, they're not making any impact. So the people on the outside of the church, even though they're in the community, they're never touched. They never see anything. And people are drawn to growth.
Right.
That's why mega churches get so big, because people want to see what it is that everybody else is going to see. When you're preaching the word of God and you're making a difference in someone's life, and everything that's spewing out of you, it's easy for you to grow, because God says, if I be lifted up, I shall draw all men unto me. So if I'm in church and I'm preaching the word of God, and every week these people are getting to see God through me, he's drawing them in. And even if my people never go out there in the community, what they're seeing is a wave of people always coming in. This church is always growing. So automatically, one day somebody gonna say, God, dope, what is going on over there? Let me go in here and see. So they're pulled into the church. But if you've got this little itty bitty church that is not growing, that has no kind of movement, and they are just in the community, nobody's reaching out, nobody's doing nothing, do you think they're really impacted?
Great question.
People are looking at the people that are inside of the church, right? The people that are inside of the church are living are living the same life in which they're showing inside of the church. That's it. You in this church, you come out of this church every week, and you living the same lifestyle that I'm living. You ain't getting nothing better than I am, but you going to church every week. What I see is you going over there, you wasting your time because ain't nothing happening for you. And I got this, and this that needs to be done on Sunday morning. So why should I come over there and waste my time?
Right. And to answer your question, Big Juice, I still go to church. I showed up for church last night.
I still go to church every Wednesday and Sunday.
Every Wednesday and Sunday. My mom also says things that stop people from wanting to join the church, or they may have a conception that all church people are exactly the same. So why you have an influx of people that live around the church but don't join the church, or that live around the church but don't have that connection to God? And my mama says she still go to church, Big Juice, because the pastor don't know how to clean the house. They're scared.
Either they're scared or they're not really in the presence of God.
That's okay, Big Juice.
Right.
I'll send you a couple of videos to watch that'll lead you to a church.
And see, the thing about God is when you get to that place where you're really seeking him, he will send you where you need to be.
Right.
He will send you to the location where you need to be, that you will get fed. Now, what you also need to understand is that there's seasons. Some places some people are blessed enough where they have a pastor who is mature enough to actually get them from the breast to regular whole milk to meat and on. So like my mother's been in the same church for 30 years. She may actually die still going to that church. Me, I started off on the breast and I got to a point where I matured and God said, okay, you're here, but this is no longer feeding you. So now I've got to take you to the next place. Another location. Or I had a period where he pulled me out of the church so that he could deal with me one-on-one to get a better understanding, so that when he put me back in a place where he said it's time to find that church, I was more in tune spiritually and what I needed. So when I found that church, I knew immediately. But when I was going to the other place, nope, nope, I can't get from there. I can't get with that. And when you become solidified in your identity, how did we get on this? Okay, God, you do what you do. When you become solidified in your identity, nobody can talk you out of things. And this goes, okay, so this is not only in finding a church, but this is in relationships. When you're solidified in your identity, no one can talk you out of the things that you know. You are rooted and grounded in your beliefs. You are no longer swaying back and forth. I heard a preacher say, a pine tree. When you plant a pine tree, it is huge, it grows, and it is stable. But if you look at a palm tree is planted, it is huge, it grows, and it is stable. But a palm tree is going to withstand every storm. Whereas a pine tree, when a pine tree comes and that storm comes, it's going to snap. It may even come up out of the foundation. When your identity is solidified, you become that palm tree. No matter which way the storm bends you, break and twist you, you're not going to break. And you're not going to come up from the foundation. you're going to withstand. No matter how small, no matter how big, because you were created to withstand the storm.
Wow.
Solidifying your identity as a woman, then you begin to understand I am not what society has made me out to be. See, now they made women to be disposable. I can come, I can sleep with you, and I can dispose of you.
Like a tampon.
Just like a really.
That's the first thing came to my mind.
That's the best. That's the best.
Paper plate, paper cup, I don't know, napkin, tissue.
Okay, got you. I mean, I can come, I can sleep with you, and then it becomes a game. Because I know now, and for many women, they'll say, oh, well, I can separate my emotions. Once you start sleeping with this guy, especially if it's good sex, you become his toy.
Yes.
Because when he wants some, because you know it's good and your flesh is in it, he can call you at the drop of a dime.
Yes.
And the sad part is your instincts, your intuition, that inside of you, you know, why is he calling me like this? Why is he? I don't really want to be his hit and quit. I don't really want to. I kind of want a relationship, but because you've already set the tone, you're willing to accept it.
And to piggyback off that, ladies, 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 ladies. I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back because we know y'all women, but I'm really curious of the disposable part. But let me say this to you, ladies, and to back up what Mama Quita just said. And you don't have to take my word. Who am I? I'm just the black guy with the gap on the show. However you present yourself to a man is how he will treat you. If you come like the harlot, you will be treated like one.
Get down. Get down.
We don't care how pretty you are.
Sit.
We don't care what type of feelings you're trying to catch. We don't care how we feeling. Men treat you based on how they meet you. That's just 100. That's coming from the book of the street, chapter 1, verse 12. Okay? However you present yourself to a man is how he's going to treat you. So if you come off as the thought, that's how you are going to be handled. That's how you're going to be dealt with. That's how you're going to be talked to. If you step outside of bounds, if you try to spend the night, you get cursed out. Whatever the case may be. However he met you, it's how he treats you. Now, if he met you and you was a lady and you told him that this is what you believe and this is what you da-da-da-da, that's how I'm going to try you. Some going to push you. Some going to tempt you. Some was sent to tempt you. And some was sent to test you. But as Mama Quita said, if you're strong on the word and you're strong in your faith, then you can see it. You know how to ride. You have been a passenger for a while. You've ridden shotgun for a while, so you can spot it in the communication. You can spot it in the delivery, and then you know how to exit yourself. But please know, ladies, however you present yourself from day one is how you will be treated. So if all you were looking for was the booty call, and if the sex was good, and now you want seconds, you can't be mad if he don't want to give you seconds. Or if we're just in this what they call it, the benefits, the insurance.
Friends
package.
with benefits.
Yeah, friends with insurance. Right. To ensure that you will get nothing out of what you into. Friend with the bad insurance. Right. Them. Okay? All you wanted was this. So now when you're trying to escalate it to another level, you're not going to get that because I didn't meet you at that point. How we said what we were going to do, what we were just going to, do the yin. Bless you.
Thank you.
We were just going to do the yin yang twins. We were just going to ski. That was it. We weren't talking about, this wasn't no Jodeci thing. This wasn't no you and I. This wasn't no all my life. This wasn't no I meet you at the altar. This ain't Jagged Edge. This ain't Let's Get Married. We know. It ain't that. So if you showed up as Yin Yang and Uncle Luke, then it's expect to get Eminem. Simple. Because he'll be your Superman. He said insurance. Yeah. Friends with insurance. Because you're insured not to get nothing out of that friendship. Friends with insurance. That's what y'all should call them. Friends with insurance. Not friends with benefits. Benefits means that you get something out of the deal.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Benefit in every aspect of your life. Insurance, everybody has insurance. You pay for insurance in case something happened. But if don't nothing happen, then you wasted your time and your money. So think about that. We're going to take a break. And guess what, ladies? To my man Las Vegas and to my homeboy Bless, y'all are not disposable. But they did just want to let you ladies know that they were sorry for all of the Richard Craniums that thought you were. We'll be back.
This
right
one
after
of my secrets on show. Go ahead, play it. Come on, play it.
See, I like to apologize to all the women. But for me growing up, these were the women that I saw in pain. So I like to dedicate this song to all my sisters out there. And let y'all know.
All the nights at home, leaving you alone, waiting by the phone, knowing I was wrong. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Yeah, I'm a grown man, and you deserve better. Do everything I can, cause baby, this forever. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Oh yeah.
Sexy a black woman, I wanna take this time, put your pain on my shoulders and apologize for every guy that made you cry, hurt you on the inside. This apology is when daddy said goodbye. No more house visit, first heartbreak, no forgiveness. The one that said you was pretty to take your virginity. I'm sorry, didn't protect you from the slave ships of the enemy. To all my black women, I send this apology.
All the nights at home, leaving you alone, waiting by the phone, knowing I was wrong. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Yeah, I'm a grown man, and you deserve better. Do everything I can, cause baby, this forever. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry for being less than a man. Left you as a single parent. Our son dying, our daughter's pregnant. Sorry for them lonely nights you cried. Deep wounds on the inside, and those repeated lies. I'm sorry for them nights you weren't hungry to feed the kids. I'm sorry for playing on your love and being abusive. Say you got scars, maybe Lee can't even cover. You molested as a girl, but raped as a
woman.
woman.
At home, leaving you alone, waiting by the phone, knowing I was wrong. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Yeah, I'm a grown man, and you deserve better. Do everything I can, cause baby, this forever. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Oh yeah.
I just wanna know what you accept this apology on behalf of every man that ever done you wrong. Please find it somewhere in your heart to forgive me, forgive us, the black man. I just want you to know I stand to do better. Love you forever and treat you like a queen. Say be the man you need, provide and then leave. Structure family, God first, then you and me. I know you heard it all before, but I speak honestly. To give you this love so abundantly. For 400 years, baby, you've been incomplete. I ask for forgiveness, but can you forgive me?
All the nights at home, leaving you alone, waiting by the phone, knowing I was wrong. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. I'm a real man and you deserve better. Do everything I can, cause baby, this forever. Let me apologize. Girl, it hurts to see you cry. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm
Mama Quita.
and this here is the Mama Quita's Love Series.
Y'all know what time it is.
So grab your pen and your pad and put on your thinking caps. And let's get down to this relationship business.
Y'all know what time it is.
Mama Quita's Love Series.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. Here with the Mama Quita Love Series. It's a beautiful day in ATL. Because I'm a woman, I'm not. I'm disposable now. Hell no. Besides Jesus Christ, the greatest thing God gave man besides salvation was a woman. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. He didn't give you Steve either. He gave you Eve. I just had to throw a cheap shot. I'm sorry. They just make it so easy.
Okay. So let's get back to this conversation we was having. So in the disposable world, women have now become deserted and discarded every day. Convenience outweighs commitment. And this is what we're teaching our young folks. Convenience outweighs commitment. But the problem with that is that convenience is temporary. Commitment is lasting. And at some point in your life, you're going to get tired of convenience. And you're going to want commitment because we were created with a need for stability. Convenient is not stability. Commitment, being able to make it through any and everything, is stability. Knowing that you have one person that you can trust with your life other than God, I mean in the physical realm. Knowing that no matter what happens, what come, what may, that person is going to be there. Stability. So we can play these little games. We can lie to ourselves. We can pretend like it's okay. And you may be okay for a temporary moment with what you have going on, but it's not an everlasting moment. When God created Adam and Eve and created a marriage, so to speak. It was supposed to be a forever thing. That's why he said when the two intertwine, when they consummate, they become one. Because it was never to be a separation again. If that was the case, he would have never made you to become one. He would have left you individuals. Again, I say we were created for stability. True womanhood can never be measured by a man's standards of affection, pressures, praises, but by her character, which is built, measured, and approved by God and His Word. Women are unique creatures. Actually, we are all unique creatures, men and women. And He created us uniquely different. He created us to complement one to another, not to complete one another, but to complement one another. So that which I don't have, He has. That which He does not have, I have. But when God created us, Mr. Claire said it, He created me with everything that I needed. Everything that you need is already inside of you. It just needs to be nurtured. It just needs to be matured. When I was a child, I spoke childish things, did childish things. And as time went on and I matured, I put away the childish thing. I put away those childish things because I became an adult. My conversation changed. My behavior changed. My actions changed. I became an adult. So with me becoming an adult, that means somewhere I matured enough for God to say, hey, you're now complete. Now that person I created over there, we still waiting on them. But as soon as they done, we're going to put y'all together.
That's how you and old dude got together? I'm asking, Mom. Cool. You know,
I can't say.
I don't have a significant
Why are you worried about this?
Because I live.
Leave him. What happened to old girl? You've been talking about all these last couple of weeks. We'll talk about that. Wait, we'll discuss that. So
You're asking the wrong question.
When God put y'all together, you are already two complete human beings, and you're complementing each other, coming together to add to one another. Because one thing I realized, it's an old saying, but it's true. A great man is not his best until he has a great woman behind him. She will push him to be his best. She will bring out the best in him. She knows how to. What you say?
Behind every great man is a great woman. Well, they say behind every great man is a powerful, praying woman.
She cultivates everything on the inside of him to push it out. Because no matter, I don't care how successful he is, he will not reach the success limit that God has for him by himself. I've learned that from studying. There are studies that show just some facts. I will beat you down. Stop looking at me like that. You're not even, wait a minute. Why am I on the screen by myself? You think you slick?
I am very.
Okay, so it's something about the two. Again, God created two to be one. So even though you're complete, you complement, you cultivate one another, You push one another to be the very best that you can be. The same thing for a woman. I know that when, okay, so when I was dating over the last couple of years, as I dated guys, there were certain things that I look for. As I am dating right now, I'm not dating more than one person. So as I have dated over the last couple of years, I have looked for certain things. And because I know the calling on my life and I understand who I am, I know for sure that there are certain things. Good morning, Steve. I know for sure that there are certain things I'm going to come up against. I know that there are certain things that I am tasked to do. And I know that because of the task and the calling on my life, all men are not secure and cannot handle what I know God has called me to do. He's shown me so much. But if you don't have the person behind you that is, one, not intimidated of your greatness, two, not afraid to push you into your greatness, three, that will stand flat-footed behind you, you don't need to be with that person. Because they're going to hold you back. They're going to keep you from reaching the potential that God has placed inside of you. But when God gives you the person that you're supposed to be with, when God gives you the person that you're supposed to be with, you know it because it's not a competition between you and that person. And that person is always pushing you to be the best you. They're pushing. I heard, I'm always listening to different preachers and teachers and counselors and stuff of that nature because that's just, I study people. So I was listening to a couple being counseled. And the counselor was a pastor and his wife. And what was told to them was, to the man, was the woman that you get with, you don't have to tell her your calling because she's going to tell you who you are. Let me say that again. A man, a pastor, told another man, the woman that you get with that God has created you for, you're not going to have to tell her your calling because she's going to tell you who you are.
Good morning, Miss Graham.
When he said that to the man, it kind of took him for a loop. But then the gentleman understood exactly what he was saying because he said within the first, I think, 3 days that they were talking, he had not shared with her what his calling was or what his plan was, but she had already called him what he was. Now, he was not fully into that position, and I think she had called him, I think she told him that he was, it wasn't a minister, it was something that she told him he was. And he was like, when the pastor said that to him, he was like, you're absolutely correct. And the pastor told me, they started talking about some other things, but he said, well, you met your wife. Because only God revealed that to her. Just like when Jesus was talking to the disciples and he asked them, who am I? And Peter was the only one who could say, you are the Son of God. And he said, who told you? Because man didn't tell you that.
Only my Father in heaven could have told you that.
Man didn't tell you that. And there's certain connections there. There's certain connections that only God will reveal certain truths about a person. A lot of times we have so much hurt and secrets. When you're with that person, God gives them an insight on you. And he gives them an insight on you because there's a patience that has to be there. There's a nourishment that has to be there on both parts. And you see the vulnerable, you see the side that no one else gets to see. You even see the side that they never speak out of their mouth, but God shows you on the backside. And it's all for rebuilding. It's all for healing. It's all for the reconstruction of one another. And it's also bringing you closer to one another. I don't know where that came from, but that was definitely not where I was going with that. But okay. All right. Y'all always pray that God has a way to use me, that I would decrease, that he increases in me. So whatever I say, usually it's not just me. He's using me. So disclaimer, if I ever say something, y'all just know it ain't really me. Okay? Because if you have a conversation with me, y'all know some of the stuff I wouldn't even say. Okay. I take that back. I just lied. I would. Because it just comes out. It's just who I am. But to complement each other, it is a hard task because both sexes have been damaged, changed, hurt, perverted, limited in their ability to complete the opposite sex because they themselves are not complete first. Society tells you you have to have a mate to be complete. Society tells you, oh, well, you know, it's okay not to be married. You can just shack up. You can just have sex. You can just be the side chick. You can just, yeah, so forth, so on. How happy are you really with that? What does that do to the inside of you? What does that do to your self-esteem?
Keep it high, get it wet.
Can't stand it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't. What does that do to you, really? Does that help you? Does that make you stable in the mind? Because now we got to talk about the other side because you taking in all these pieces of these different people and now you a fool, just a plumb fool, and they want to call it schizophrenic. They want to call it bipolar. Yeah, no, let me call it what it is. You got bits and pieces of all these fools inside of you when they taking over. No, they take turns taking over.
You just got bad insurance.
Bad insurance.
Yeah, you just got bad insurance.
They ostracize you for being single. They ostracize you for being single and want to be celibate. Girl, let me tell you, if you want to be celibate, that means you want to keep your mind. And before you go be with somebody, you better make sure you take both of y'all, go through the path, and both of y'all get cleansed of all them fools that y'all done slept with, because you don't want to be in a marriage and you got 10 people in you and he got 10 people in him, and now y'all got 20 people between the two of y'all, and both of y'all some fools.
Yeah, 22 of y'all running around the house trying to figure out what's going on.
And everybody some fools. Y'all some fools, the kids some fools, all y'all just some fools.
Right. I told y'all I didn't like that. But baby, you just said yesterday that's what you... No, I didn't. I'm Tony today. I don't like that. That was Steve yesterday. And Big Juice on Monday. Today I'm here. I don't want that. Don't touch me right there. That don't feel too good. What's on your insurance policy?
So let me say, be careful what you're signing up for. Make sure you read the fine print and all the labels.
That's why I say y'all got bad friends with insurance. to ensure you that this friendship will
I'm,
not work.
I'm just saying. And okay, so let me bring up another point here. My mom said something and it let y'all know that she and I are close in relationship. Be careful of who you hang around. Be careful of who you let in your circle. Because the people you hang around dictate your mental state. I had a best friend, we were polar opposites, but yet we were somewhat the same. But when you have polar opposites, somebody is going to attract or pull somebody in one way other than the other. And this is in any relationship, whether it be friendships, whether it be regular relationships, anything. So when you sit back and look at your circle, it should somewhat look like a mirror. When she spoke, Gov said, Quita, she took the word, she took your words. Because we think alike. I know she's not going to tell me anything that's going to harm me. She knows I'm not going to tell her anything that's going to harm her or her kids or my kids. I know if I can send my daughter to her and I can trust her with my daughter to tell my daughter the right thing.
Friends. How many of us have
Shut up. So be careful of who you're surrounding yourself with. And some of y'all gonna have to cut off family. Don't get me wrong, blood. I love my family, but I also know how to feed some of them with a long-handled spoon.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Let me put this back up here together again. No, I'm good from the behind the scenes. They know what I look like. You got a big picture of me behind you. So, family. They went to Jesus and said, your family at the door. It was his mama, brother, cousin, and sister. Jesus said, my family ain't at the door. My family sitting right here with me. Those that are in the trenches with you. Those that die daily with you. That's family. See, I learned this. When Jesus said that, it made me think. You're my mother, you're my brother, you're my father, you're my sister. That makes us related. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're family. We can be related. Doesn't mean that we're going to be family. Family means that you're equally yoked with each other. It's a deeper bond. It's certain things that you're going to do and you're not going to do. There's certain corrections you're going to lay down. Family don't allow for you to just run out here and jump completely off the building. Now, a relative probably would. A cousin would. A mama would. They would tell you based on their feelings. Especially if they are not in tune with the word, in the word, part of the word, saved in the word, living in the word themselves. They're just going to tell you from their experience and how they feel. Family ain't going to care how you feel. See, Miss Margot is my family. Because Miss Margot don't give a damn about how I feel. If it's something that she needs to tell me, she gonna tell me. Whether it's gonna hurt my feelings or not. And if it do hurt my feelings, she probably really don't care. She might hang up the phone and call me back to say, let's try this again. I love you, Gov, but still. And it might be a couple of them foes and you was this and you know. But that's family. Blood folk. Relatives. Shit. Boy, look here. They'll leave you to hang out to dry. By yourself. With no life support. You're just struggling. said that, it just made me think of that verse in scripture when Jesus was saying that my family sitting in here with me, they in the trenches with me on a daily basis. That's what they do. See, she said you'll get over it. You'll get over it.
But that's what, think about it. God said, you chastise those you love for correction.
Right.
You don't let them continue to go in the wrong way that hurts them more than that helps them. And when you love someone and you care about someone, what you care about is their end result. That's what matters. So, ladies, you're not disposable. You never were disposable. You've just gotten acclimated to what society has tried to subliminally create you to be. Get in your word, know your identity, get around the right people, and understand that you're worth more even now than you have been before. And I say now because whether people realize it or not, we're in the last days and we are the backbone. We are, everyone together is the body of Christ. We are the bride of Christ. But at the same time, women, one thing that I learned in studying in word is that we are prayers. We are warriors, prayer warriors. Ain't nothing like getting some strong praying women together and some strong praying men together also. But when you get strength and prayer together, you will move. I don't care if it's 5 of y'all will move mountains. It's funny because God got on me about a week ago. My neighborhood, I stayed on the street prior to where I am now for 4 years. And when everything happened at the beginning of this year and I moved, I had to move because I lost my job. I used to walk up and down the streets when I would walk, because so those of you who know me know I walk a lot. I would walk up and down the neighborhood and I would just be praying and pleading the blood of Jesus. And prior to this year, we never had a lot of break-ins and vandalism and stuff like that. So last week, over the last few months, we've had a lot of car break-ins. We've had a lot of break-ins, house break-ins. We've had just stuff going on. And God said, you stop praying. And I noticed that because in the neighborhood, we have what we call a neighborhood app. And people are putting up, everybody's got the Ring app or the doorbell cameras or the cameras on the house. So everybody's putting up these videos and they're showing the people and they're showing all of the other neighborhood. And it's funny because as long as I was on this one street, we never had anything going on. And last week, that particular street came up as one of the streets being hit. Now, I live on the back side of the neighborhood, and from my street on back, no issues. God said, I will hold up everything for one person who prays. Because when I go to bed at night, I cover my whole street. I cover my house. I cover my children. I covers. Understand? The enemy has no foothold. So from this side on back, nothing happens. That side on up, I'm talking about all kind of ruckus, foolishness. And God said, okay, so if you as one, and I honor your prayer, if you get a group going, don't you think I will honor their prayer and will protect the community? So I say that to say we're in the last days. Y'all got to understand your power right now. Now, some of us, I'm talking to some of y'all understand that, but if you ain't got a relationship with God, you ain't got no power no way. I'm just gonna put it out there. Because you can't have power without relationship. You're not a threat to nobody. Or nothing. Shall I say nothing? Because the enemy is not a person, it's a spirit. You're not a threat.
Paul, I know. Right. Jesus, I know. Negro, I'm about to kick your
but you,
Negro, I don't know.
Who you? Wait a minute. Who you? Because I need to know your name before I kick your behind.
Right. Because I'm about to tear you out the frame. Coming up here talking about you gonna cast me out in the name of Jesus that Paul know. No, yeah, Paul I know. Jesus I definitely know. You, the one that's in here with no power? Yeah.
I don't know you. I don't know.
Lights out. You gonna have you some problems, man.
So, right. So, ladies, get it together. I love y'all. Y'all not disposable. You are worth more to God. God, do y'all even understand how much God loves his women? Like, he cherishes women. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing from men. But he created y'all differently. He created us compassionate. He created us for love and nourishment and care. And he created us to be protected and provided for and to have stability. He created you all to give us those things. Like, he takes pleasure in a woman. And when a woman comes to God and cries it out, it's a totally different thing. So society, the enemy, everything that God has, he creates a imitation version. So that means because God created us as these fragile gifts, the enemy says, no, you're not. You're disposable. I can throw you to the wolves because God don't care about you. Yeah, no. God's word says the polar opposite. He cares about us. He cradles us. We are his babies.
And
so no. Go ahead.
Oh, I said amen.
So no, you're not disposable. You are an awesome, powerful, authoritative superwoman. I got this favorite song that I play. It's by Chrisette Michelle, and it's called Super. SUPA. Y'all need to go and listen to it. For every single mother, I promise you, you can relate to it. But the words in it is, she says, I'm going to go find somebody who loves me, even if I don't have an S on my chest, even when I'm not pretty, even when I'm down. Somebody, God has created somebody to love me just for me. So even though society says if you don't have that S on your chest, you're disposable. No. You were not created to carry the load. Even as a single mother, God says, come lay your head, come lay your burden down at my feet. I will make your yoke easy and your burden light. You were not created to carry the load by yourself. You are not disposable. You are awesome, amazing, wonderful, powerful, authoritative, and beautiful.
Mama Quita, why you talking
Despite Amen, Jesus. Amen. Because I know who I am. That's why I can spew it. Again, I told y'all, we have to speak these things as though they were. We have to speak and decree these things over women. And I'm telling every woman that listens to this, you are amazing. You are God who created you to be. You are his child. You are royal priesthood. You are a phenomenal woman.
Phenomenally.
Yes. Phenomenal. All right, that's it. That's all I got for y'all today.
See, you didn't need my help. You did a great job. Everybody give
I did need your help because I needed to solidify some things.
Okay, so let me solidify this real quick. You've been speaking of disposable, being disposable. Hey, I didn't say Bixby. I said real quick. Matter of fact, I need to figure out how to get you off my phone. So I don't even use you besides when you tell me to call Mama Quita. Disposable. Designed for or capable of being thrown away after use. That's the first definition. But what stuck out to me was this second definition and related words. So, women, the related words for disposable are unimportant, unsustainable, insubstantial, expendable, minor, non essential, needless, removable, trivial, unnecessary, useless, unrequired, excess, inessential. And I know Mama Quita has been on the throwaway part, but I would like to leave y'all for this. Disposable also means available for use if needed. Available for use if needed. And I'm going to add to it and say available for use if needed, just to be thrown away when finished.
Mm.
If you know that you are better than only being called and only being available when needed, just to be thrown away. Are you really the woman that you were called to be? Do you make yourself available only for use when being needed to be thrown away? Do you make yourself available for that 2 o'clock in the morning phone call? For that side rendezvous? Do you make yourself available to people who don't value you? People who feel, based on definition, you are unimportant, unsustainable, insubstantiable, expendable, excessive, minor, needless, non essential, inessential, unnecessary, unrequired, useless. You can be removable. So when I saw this second definition, available for use if needed, it made me add the first definition to it. Are you going to continue to make yourself available for use if needed, knowing that you will be thrown away after you're used? And the question
The
becomes,
definition of insanity.
the next question becomes, who are you making yourself available for? But we'll get into that another time. But I just wanted you to take that home with you, because I know the definition of disposable that has been used for the duration of this morning is to throw away. So something told me to go look up the word disposable. And I found a definition that says available for use. So you will make yourself available to be used if needed. Again, like I said, in that case, you're not a friend with benefits. You're a friend with insurance, because it ensures you that you will gain nothing from this friend, because the only thing that you have done is made yourself available to be used, then to eventually be thrown away, discarded, got rid of, because you wasn't necessary, because you wasn't, because you were not important, because you was expendable, because they consider you to be minor, needless, non-essential, inessential. And because you have no requirements, you become unrequired, useless, unnecessary, and very easy to be removed. So I just wanted to leave you with that. So that's our time for today, ladies. Well, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to just end with that. It just hit my spirit. So I needed to be obedient. Don't know who that was for. And from what I've learned in the last 2 days, it doesn't matter who it was for. I'm going to say what needs to be said. So take that jewel with you. Swallow that pill. Chase it with some water. Sit down. Pray on it. Get into your word. Fast on it. Because nobody wants to feel unimportant, needless, removable, useless, unrequired, unnecessary, minor, trivial. And nobody wants to make themselves available for use if needed. That means that you wasn't the first person I thought about. You were the next one. You were on to the next. Because I couldn't get the fulfillment on the first go round. So ask yourself, ladies, gentlemen, who are you making yourself available for? Make yourself available for purpose. And then you don't have to worry about being available if you're needed to be thrown away later. Because purpose is never thrown. It's always brought through for a reason. So I love y'all, man. That's our time. You know, I hope y'all got something. I hope you learned something. Big Juice said, what's up with his date, Mama Quita? Well, Big Juice, I'm still waiting to see this dude come in. And I'm going to give him to next week, Thursday, to show his face. To say hi.
Right.
To say hi in the comment. Or what? He will become unimportant, expendable, unnecessary,
unrequired.
According to who? If I don't say that, y'all don't need y'all.
And removable. And then I got a great candidate to take his place. So that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I give you, bruh, to next Thursday. Love series. And if I don't see your face, if you don't make a comment, if you don't come, if you keep coming in the house and not addressing yourself, because you know it's rude to go into people's house and not speak to everybody. Mama Quita, you need to let them know.
Thank you, Miss Margot.
Big Juice is here.
Thank you, Miss
Margot is here. Miss Graham is here. Stevie Steve is here. Huh? Who else is
Bye,
here?
Juice. Love you.
You know. So look at there. You got Miss Teresa in the building. You got Miss Teresa on Facebook. You got Mom in the building. You got Miss Parks in the building. So guess what? He need to come in and speak to folks. And stop being rude. Or he can be removed and replaced. Because to me, that sounds real disposable. Question, comment, nothing? I ain't think so. So,
comment.
Make sure y'all come back next week. Bring your significant other back with you. We're going to keep this couple going on the love series. And son, I need you to come in and be a couple before I replace you.
Hey, you know what? You talk all this trash, and we're gonna talk off. Yeah. Okay. Love y'all. Love somebody. Hug somebody. Smile, y'all. Show God grace. Please don't hurt nobody. Please, they didn't mean to. God said, I forgive them, but they know not what they do. Please. Please. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next week.
Gone. It's time to get up and get ready. Yeah. For the hottest morning show in the ATL. It's the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show. Live with Georgia First Black Governor.